Yeah, and then you got into this interesting field that I don't think most people have not heard about it, called clinical lipidology. So, how did you even get into that, and what is it?
Right. So clinical lipidology is basically it was a group of a lot of cardiologists, and especially preventive cardiologists who started looking at cholesterol as sort of a specific line that they wanted to focus on. So back in, gosh, it was probably 2007, 2008, I just got interested in approaching kind of a more preventative way of looking at cardiovascular disease. So how do you identify cardiovascular risk factors at a much earlier stage, and then really look at cardiovascular components like especially cholesterol, and cholesterol metabolism in a bigger way, in a much more detailed way. So everyone's fairly familiar with the way we do things, right? So your total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, and HDL, which is our good cholesterol. But the reality is those are just kind of scratching the surface. And so, what really drove interest for me was this whole world of advanced cholesterol tests that you can do through, Cleveland Clinic and Boston Heart Lab and all these other ones where they really help identify bigger risk markers that we have, both genetic and, other sort of markers for inflammation. And so putting all that together, I guess it goes back to what really keeps me in medicine is I love the puzzle of all of it as well. So understanding how all those little risk factors are driving the contribution to potentially more cardiovascular disease. And so that really just started me down, again, another path. And I did a certification in lipidology, but I also got a certification in ultrasound technology for being able to do my own like carotid ultrasounds, like I would do them and do all the measurements and all those things. So really trying to identify early risk factors, better cardiovascular cholesterol markers, inflammatory markers for the like disease in our arteries. And I point here because our carotid is right here. And then also learning, what are easy tests that we can do for our patients and clients to help identify where they are in that, continuum of our artery disease. So doing things like a carotid intima ultrasound, which is just a quick ultrasound of your neck, doing coronary calcium scores, which are a fast CAT scan of the arteries around the heart. All that gives us information. And so it was another passion that I've had, and I've just kind of continued to have it and really immersed it within the functional kind of approach that we do now, right? So we do talk about medications and all those things with our clients. We know all about the new medicines that are here and available. And yet we really spend a lot of our time with cardiovascular clients talking about the basics, right? The nutrition and maximizing those things, supplements and how to work on those things. So it's all part of, I think, kind of the drive to do things better by the people that we serve, quite frankly.